Welcome to module 2 of chapter 7. In this module we are going to introduce two important graphs called Eulerian graphs and Hamiltonian graphs. We already know that graph theory has its origin while attacking Koenigsberg-Bridge problem. Euler, while attacking this Koenigsberg-Bridge problem, he converted this problem to a graph theory problem and then he solved the Koenigsberg-Bridge problem. He just not solved that problem, he solved this problem in a more general setup which led to the concept of Eulerian graphs. Euler gave a necessary and sufficient condition for a graph to be Eulerian graph. In this module, we are going to discuss Eulerian and Hamiltonian graphs. The learning objectives of this module are Eulerian paths, Eulerian graphs, applications of Eulerian graphs, Hamiltonian paths and Hamiltonian graphs. There are many games and puzzles which can be analyzed by graph theoretic concepts. In fact, the two early discoveries which led to existence of graphs arose from puzzles, namely Koenigsberg-Bridge problem and Hamiltonian game. These puzzles also resulted in study of special types of graphs now called Eulerian graphs and Hamiltonian graphs. Due to rich texture of these graphs, they find wide use both in research and application. Now we are going to define Eulerian graph. An Eulerian path in a multigraph here means that a graph with more than two edges between two vertices, that may happen. It is for the Eulerian graphs, the graph need not be a simple graph. Eulerian path in a multigraph is a path that includes each edge exactly once and every vertex at least once. A Eulerian circuit is a Eulerian path whose endpoints are identical. Eulerian graph, a graph which contains Eulerian circuit is called Eulerian graph. The following graphs are Eulerian. So, this graph is Eulerian, but now we will see how to recognize whether these graphs Eulerian or not Eulerian. We will give a characterization, then with that again you can come back and see these slides that why these are Euler graphs or not. And this graph is also Eulerian graph and another graph Eulerian is this. So, all these three are Eulerian graphs. So, just apply definition here, that means we have to start at one vertex and you have to visit all the edges and you have to come back to that vertex. That is possible in all these three graphs. And the following graphs are not Eulerian. So, first graph it is easy to see, there is no cycle here. So, clearly it is not Eulerian. Other two also one can check easily, start at any vertex and visit all the edges and you have to come back to the original vertex, that is not possible. So, all these three are not Eulerian graphs. Now, we are going to give a necessary and sufficient condition for a graph to be Eulerian. A graph is Eulerian if and only if the degree of each vertex is even. So, statement is an undirected multigraph has Eulerian circuit if and only if it is connected and all its vertices are of even degree. So, the proof goes in this way. Let x equal to v comma e be a Eulerian graph, claim the degree of each vertex is even. Since as x is Eulerian graph, it contains a Eulerian circuit say C, which in particular is a closed walk. Let us think walk starts and ends at the vertex u belongs to V. Since C traverses every edge exactly once, each visit of C to an intermediate vertex V of C contributes 2 to the degree of V. First we reach V and then we will go out of V. So, degree of V is even for every such vertex. Each intermediate visit to U contributes 2 to degree U, and also the initial and final edges of C contributes 1 each to degree of U. Hence, degree of U is also even. Now we will look at the converse part of this result. Conversely, suppose that x is a connected graph and degree of each vertex of x is even. Now we have to show that x is Euler graph or it has Eulerian circuit. We prove the result by induction on m, the number of edges of x. Note that the result is clearly true if m is equal to 3 or 4. So, let us assume the result is true for any graph that has fewer than m edges and x equal to v comma e be a graph on m edges. As degree of u is greater than or equal to 2 for all v belongs to V and x contains a cycle, let C be a closed walk in X of maximum length. So, here we are assuming C is a closed walk in X of maximum length. If C contains all edges of X, then we are done. So, on the contrary, assume that the graph X minus edge set of C, that means we removed all the edges in C from the X, is a non-trivial even degree graph. Let C1 be one of non-trivial components of x minus c, then C1 is even connected graph and C1 has less number of edges than x, then by induction hypothesis C1 is Eulerian, say C1 Tirada as its Eulerian circuit. So, C1 has vertex V in common with C. Hence, we have obtained Eulerian circuit C1 Tirada union C, which starts and ends at the same vertex V. Also, the length of C1 Tirada union C is strictly larger than that of C. This contradicts our assumption that C was closed walk of minimum length. Hence, X is indeed a Eulerian graph. So, we showed that graph X is a connected graph X is Eulerian if and only if the degree of each vertex is even. Now, a few more examples of Eulerian graphs. Now, it is easy to check. Just if you look at the degree sequence and the degree of each vertex is even, then we know that graph is Eulerian or not. So, with that it is easy to verify. The complete graph Kn is Eulerian if and only if n is odd. We know that the degree of each vertex in Kn is n minus 1. So, if n is odd, then degree of each vertex in Kn is even. So, complete graph Kn becomes Eulerian graph. All cycle graphs are Eulerian, since the degree of each vertex in cycle is 2. The complete bipartite graphs Kmn are Eulerian if and only if both m and n are even. So, here it is not required that the graph should be regular graph, only condition required is both m and n should be even. All trees and wheel graphs are not Eulerian graphs. It is because tree have no cycles first of all, and wheel graphs the degree of all the vertices except sub is 3. So, it is not Eulerian graph. Now, we prove another result, that is a non-directed multigraph has Eulerian path if and only if it is connected and has exactly 0 or 2 vertices of odd degree. This is result about Eulerian path. Let X be a non-directed multigraph. If X has a Eulerian path, then clearly X is connected. By definition, the end vertices of this path, say u0 and uk, have odd degrees and the rest of the vertices have even degree. If u0 is equal to uk, then X has no vertex of odd degree, else u0 and uk are the only vertices of odd degree. Conversely, let X be a connected graph having exactly 0 or 2 vertices of odd degree. If X has vertex of odd degree, then directly we can apply previous theorem, then we will get the required result. If X has exactly 2 vertices of odd degree, then consider the new graph X Tirada, which is obtained from X by joining 2 odd vertices. Now, again we apply theorem 2 to X Tirada, hence we will get the required result. So, we proved that a graph a multigraph is has Eulerian path if and only if it has exactly 0 or 2 vertices of odd degree. Now, another necessary and sufficient condition for a graph to be Eulerian is a connected graph X is Eulerian if and only if edge set can be decomposed into cycles. The proof: let X equal to V comma E be a connected graph, and suppose that X can be decomposed into cycles if k of these cycles are incident with a particular vertex, say V, then degree of V is equal to 2k. Therefore, the degree of every vertex of X is even, and hence X is Eulerian graph. Conversely, let X is Eulerian graph. We now show that X can be decomposed into cycles. To prove this, we will use induction on the number of edges. Since degree of V is greater than or equal to 2, for every vertex V belongs to V of X, X has a cycle, say C, then E of X minus E of C, that means we are deleting all edges in the cycle C, possibly a disconnected graph, each of whose components C1, C2 and so on Ck is an even degree graph. That means the degree of every vertex in C1 is even, degree of every vertex in C2 is even, and so on Ck, and hence all these C1, C2, Ck are Eulerian graphs. By the induction hypothesis, each Ci is a disjoint union of cycles. So, together with C, we provided a partition of E of X into cycles. Now, a multigraph is said to be traversable if it has a Eulerian path. A directed multigraph X is said to have an Eulerian circuit if it is unilaterally connected and in degree of every vertex is equal to its out degree. So, this is about Eulerian, it is about the directed graphs. A directed multigraph is said to be said to have Eulerian circuit if it is unilaterally connected. We are not requiring strongly connectedness here, it is unilaterally connected and the in degree of every vertex is equal to its out degree. So, the definition now, let X be a connected multigraph, the process of adding edges to X so that each vertex of X is even degree, so that resulting graph becomes an Euler has an Euler circuit is called an Eulerization of the graph X. The minimal Eulerization of X is Eulerization of X few extra edges as possible. Now, we will see few applications of Eulerian graphs or diagraphs. The first application is the column. Column, it is a form of drawing that is drawn by using rice flour or chalk powder or a white rock powder, often using naturally or synthetically colored powders in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala and some parts of Goa, Maharashtra and Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand and few other Asian countries. One type of column is called Cambi column, which is related to Eulerian graphs. One can convert a column drawing into a graph as follows. Assign a vertex at each crossing of a column, but there is a restriction on the drawing of edges. Edges cannot be drawn freely, there is a particular pattern to follow. The single Cambi column will then be a Eulerian graph with drawing starting and ending at the same vertex and passing through every edge of the graph only once. Another application of Eulerian graphs is Chinese postman problem. It is a problem that a postman faces. He wishes to travel along every road in a city in order to deliver letters which is with the least possible distance. So, this problem is also can be converted into a Eulerian graph problem. It is because we have to cross each, we will try to cross each edge exactly once, each road exactly once. The problem is how to find the shortest closed walk of the graph in which each edge is traversed at least once. rather than exactly once. If you traverse exactly once, then it is very optimal. So we are try to travel at least once and we try to reduce the traveling. So now the another problem is teleprinters problem. It says that how long is longest circular or cyclic sequence of ones and zeros such that no subsequence of r bits appear more than once in the sequence. Construct one such largest sequence. So the solution, as we know, there are 2 power r distinct r tuples that can be formed with digits 0 and 1. So the sequence that can no longer than 2 power r bits long, we shall construct a circular sequence of length 2 power r with required property that no subsequence of r bits can be repeated. Construct a diagraph whose vertices are r minus 1 binary tuples. Clearly, there are 2 power r minus 1 vertices in X. Let x1, x2 and so on x r minus 1 be arbitrary vertex, that is a binary sequence of length r minus 1. Each xi value is either 0 or 1. Draw directed edges from this vertex x1, x2 and so on xr minus 1 to x2, x3 and so on xr minus 1 0 and x2, x3 and so on xr minus 1 1, and label these edges as x1, x2 and so on xr minus 1 0 and x1, x2 and so on xr minus 1 1 respectively. So, for each vertex we draw 2 edges and we labeled them also. From this construction we see that the in degree and out degree of each vertex is same and it is equal to 2, hence the resulting diagraph is Eulerian diagraph. The required sequence can be obtained from this Eulerian circuit by taking first bit of the label on the edge. The circular arrangement can be achieved by joining ends of the sequence. The following diagraph illustrates the case for n equal to 3. So, if you look at this diagraph, this is here we are considering 0 0 0 0, from 0 0 there is an edge to 0 0 itself and 0 1. From 0 1 there are 2 edges to 1 1 as well as 1 0. So, we followed the pattern which we explained in the previous slide. So, then you can easily see that this graph is Eulerian diagraph and the edges are labeled with a binary sequence of length 3. So, one Eulerian circuit in the above diagraph is E1, edges E1, E2, E3, E4 and so on E8. Corresponding sequence is 0 0 0. So, first E1 is 0 0 0. Now, instead of taking from 4th bit onwards, we are considering 2nd bit onwards, that is 0 0 1 is E2 and 0 1 1 is E3 and so on. So, this sequence constructed by taking first bits of E1, first bit of E2 and so on, first bit of E8. You can see that first bit of E1 is 0, first bit of E2 is also 0, first bit of E3 is also 0, first bit of E4 is 1. So, in that way we constructed this. Another way to look at the sequence is that the first 3 bits corresponds to E1, second, third and fourth bits corresponds to E2 and so on. The last 3 bits corresponds to E6 and again we need to go in a circular way, that is E1 is 0 0 0 and E2 is 0 0 1 and so on. Note that this is a circular sequence, hence E7 is obtained by taking last 2 bits and the first bit, E8 is obtained by taking last bit and first 2 bits. We saw few results which gives necessary and sufficient conditions for a graph to be Eulerian. One such result is a connected graph is Eulerian if and only if the degree of each vertex is even. We also given 3 applications of Eulerian graphs. Now we are going to define and see few properties of Hamiltonian graphs. Now we define Hamiltonian graphs. First Hamiltonian path, a simple path that consists of all vertices of x is Hamiltonian path. Hamiltonian cycle, it is a Hamiltonian path whose end vertices are identical. Hamiltonian graph, a graph which consists of Hamiltonian cycle is called an Hamiltonian graph. Few examples of Hamiltonian graphs. The cycle graph Cn for n greater than or equal to 3 is a Hamiltonian graph. It is because the degree of each vertex is 2 here, and it is easy to see that we can go from starting vertex and visit all the vertices and you can come back. So, every cycle graph is Hamiltonian, and the complete graph Kn is a Hamiltonian graph. It is Kn contains Cn as a subgraph. So, clearly Kn is also a Hamiltonian graph. Complete bipartite graph Kmn is Hamiltonian if and only if m equal to n and both should be greater than 1, m value greater than 1 and n value greater than 1. If a graph x has n vertices, then Hamiltonian path must consist of exactly n minus 1 edges, and the Hamiltonian cycle will contain exactly n edges. If you remove one edge from Hamiltonian cycle, then we get a Hamiltonian path. No bipartite graph with odd number of vertices can be a Hamiltonian graph. Now, we will prove this one. Let x equal to v comma e be a bipartite graph with a bipartition v equal to v1 union v2. Then every Hamiltonian cycle in x must visit all the vertices of x. As x is bipartite, the cycle will have the form a1, b1, a2, b2 and so on, ak, bk and again a1, where a belongs to v1 and ba belongs to v2. So, as it is a cycle, it begins and ends at the same vertex a1, thus we see that the number of vertices in the graph must be 2k. So, that is why if a bipartite graph has a Hamiltonian graph, then it need to have even number of vertices. If x has a Hamiltonian cycle, then degree of each vertex is greater than or equal to 2. That can be seen easily. If x has a Hamiltonian cycle, then the edges incident with a vertex of degree 2 must be included in the cycle. Now, we are going to give an important theorem, Bohr's theorem, which gives a condition for the graph to be Hamiltonian, only sufficient condition. Let x be a graph on n vertices with n greater than or equal to 3. If degree of x plus degree of y is greater than or equal to n, for every pair of non-adjacent vertices x comma y in x, then x has an Hamiltonian cycle. The proof, on the contrary, assume that x is not a Hamiltonian graph. Let y be a graph obtained from x by adding edges to x, so that y is also not a Hamiltonian graph, but by adding one more edge to y, the new graph becomes a Hamiltonian graph. So, we constructed y in such a way that y is also not Hamiltonian, but if you add one more edge to y, then it becomes Hamiltonian graph. Since Kn is Hamiltonian, so y is not equal to Kn. So, this says that there are at least 2 vertices in y, okay, that is also equal to vertices of x, such that the vertices a and b are not adjacent in y. They are, so automatically they are not adjacent in x also. Let z is a new graph constructed as z equal to v comma edge set is e of y, all edges of y union ab, a new edge is added. Then by construction of y, z is a Hamiltonian graph. Let C be Hamiltonian cycle in z. Note that the edge a comma b, ab is contained in C as z is Hamiltonian graph, whereas y is not a Hamiltonian graph. We label n vertices in C as a equal to v1, b equal to v2, v3 and so on vn, such that vi comma vi plus 1 is an edge in z for 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to n minus 1. Moreover, Vn comma V1 is also an edge in Z as C is a cycle. In other words, C is equal to A V1, B V2 and so on, Vn A is an Hamiltonian cycle. Now we show whether A B comma Vi is an edge of y, then in that case, so whenever B comma Vi is an edge of y, then A Vi minus 1 does not belongs to E of y, that is A Vi minus 1 is not an edge of y for I less than greater than or equal to 3 less than or equal to n. If both the edges B Vi and A Vi minus 1 belongs to E of y, edges of y, then B Vi plus 1 and so on Vn comma A Vi minus 1 and so on Vi minus 2 and so on V3 B becomes an Hamiltonian cycle in y, a contradiction. Y is not Hamiltonian graph. Therefore, for each Vi 3 less than or equal to I less than or equal to n, at most one of the edges B Vi or A Vi minus 1 is in E of y. Consequently, degree of A in y plus degree of B in y is less than n. So, hence our assumption that x is not Hamiltonian graph is false. So, x has to be Hamiltonian graph. Now, we will show another theorem, that is called Dirac's theorem. It is also a sufficient condition. A sufficient condition for a simple graph x to be Hamiltonian, to have a Hamiltonian cycle, is that the degree of every vertex of x is at least n by 2. So, this proof is very easy. By using Ohm's theorem we can derive easily. Let x be a graph with n greater than or equal to 3 vertices, and let the degree of every vertex in x is greater than or equal to n by 2. Then sum of the degrees of any two non-adjacent vertices is greater than or equal to n. Thus, by Ohm's theorem x has a Hamiltonian graph. Now, another theorem, if x is a graph on n vertices with n greater than or equal to 3 such that cardinality of number of edges of x is greater than or equal to n minus 1 choose 2 plus 2, then x has a Hamiltonian cycle. Let x be a graph on n vertices with n is greater than or equal to 3 such that the cardinality of the number of edges is n minus 1 choose 2 plus 2. If x equal to kn, then we are done as kn is a Hamiltonian graph. So, let us assume that x is not equal to kn, hence there exists a comma b belongs to vertex set of x such that ab is not a edge of x. Now, we will show that degree of a plus degree of b is greater than or equal to n. Let y be a graph obtained from x by deleting the vertices a b, then edge set of x is equal to edge set of y plus degree of a plus degree of b. Furthermore, we will see that y is a simple graph on n minus 2 vertices. So, the cardinality, the number of edges of y is less than or equal to n minus 2 choose 2. Thus, we have n minus 1 choose 2 plus 2, which is less than or equal to number of edges of x, which is equal to number of edges of y plus degree of a plus degree of b, that is less than or equal to n minus 2 choose 2 plus degree of a plus degree of b. Hence, degree of a plus degree of b is greater than or equal to n. This one can verify by simplifying n minus 1 choose 2 plus 2 and n minus 2 choose 2 plus 2 plus degree of a degree of b will get this portion. Now, we will see an examples. Show that a complete graph on n vertices containing n minus 1 by 2 edges contains n minus 1 by 2 edge disjoint Hamiltonian cycles whenever n is greater than or equal to 3. So, we are not proving this result here. This is an exercise. What we have to show is, if x is a complete graph on n vertices, then we have to show that it has n minus 1 by 2 edge disjoint Hamiltonian cycles, but note that here n is greater than or equal to 3 and n is odd. So, now we are going to see an important problem called traveling salesman's problem. Given a collection of cities and the cost of travel between each pair of them, the traveling salesman's problem, or TSP for short, is to find cheapest way of visiting all the cities returning to your starting point. In the standard version of this problem, the travel costs are symmetric in the sense that traveling from city A to city B costs just as much as traveling from B to A. The simplicity of the statement of the problem is deceptive, as TSP is one of the most intensely studied problems in computational mathematics and yet has no effective solution method for a general case. Indeed, resolution of TSP would be settle P versus NP problem and fetch $1 million prize from Clay Mathematics Institute. Although the complexity of the TSP is still unknown, for over 50 years the study led that the way to improve solution methods in many different areas of mathematical optimization. It is easy to calculate the number of different tours through n cities. Given a starting city, we have n minus 1 choices to choose second city, n minus 2 choices for the third city, and so on. Multiplying these together, we will get n minus 1 factorial, that is n minus 1 into n minus 2 and so on into 1. Now, since our travel costs do not depends upon the direction we will take around the tour, we divide this number by 2. So, this implies that there are n minus 1 factorial by 2 different possible tours. So, that this is a very large number, is often cited as one of the reasons for not being able to solve TSP, traveling salesman's problem. It is true that the rapidly growing value of n minus 1 factorial by 2 rules out the possibility of checking all the tours one by one, but there are other problems that are easy to solve, such as minimal spanning tree, etc., where the number of solutions for n points grows even more quickly. The complete graph Kn for n is odd is both Hamiltonian graph as well as Eulerian graph. The Cayley cycle graph Cn is also both Hamiltonian graph as well as Eulerian graph. The wheel graph for n greater than or equal to 3 are Hamiltonian graphs but not Eulerian graphs. The complete bipartite graphs Kmn whenever m equal to n, m is even, are also examples of graphs that are both Hamiltonian and Eulerian. Now, we are giving a table of graphs which gives graph one is Eulerian and as well as Hamiltonian, Eulerian but not Hamiltonian, non-Eulerian but Hamiltonian, and non-Eulerian as well as non-Hamiltonian graphs. Now, we will show that Peterson graph is not Hamiltonian. So, show that Peterson graph has not Hamiltonian path, but it has Hamiltonian cycle. So, we know the Peterson graph. So, clearly C1, C2, C3, C4 and so on, C10, C8, C6, C9, C7, if you travel like this, then it is in a Hamiltonian path. Now, we will prove that Peterson graph has no Hamiltonian cycle by contradiction. Suppose Peterson graph has a Hamiltonian, then it contains a cycle of length 10, but the degree of each vertex is 3. Hence, we have to add 5 cards into this cycle to get the original graph, but this is not possible as girth of Peterson graph is 5. Like Eulerian graphs, Hamiltonian graphs does not have a necessary and sufficient condition for a graph to be Hamiltonian. Traveling salesman's problem is a famous problem. Many mathematicians are trying to find a polynomial time algorithm for this traveling salesman's problem. This traveling salesman problem is related to finding Hamiltonian cycles in a graph. With this, we end this module.